very much, Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Premier, we warned the government repeatedly that it was a bad idea to authorize the construction of wind turbines in the Great Lakes. They went ahead and signed contracts anyway, specifically with Windstream. When they got flooded with opposition, no pun intended, and in order to save Liberal seats, they abruptly reversed their position and said there would be no wind turbines in the Great Lakes. As a result, Windstream is suing, and taxpayers could be on the hook for $568 million. I would ask the Premier, if Windstream is successful in their suit, will the Liberal Party of Ontario reimburse the taxpayer for their incompetence and for once again showing that your government can't get anything right?
Thank you, Premier.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I'm not going to preempt a legal process, Mr. Speaker. Obviously, I don't have knowledge of what those decisions will be. What we know, Mr. Speaker, is that we need to make decisions that are based on science, that are based on evidence. And Mr. Speaker, there was a concern. There was a concern about the impact of offshore turbines. But, Mr. Speaker, let me say that the fact is that Ontario has taken the largest step in North America in terms of reducing greenhouse gas emissions by shutting down coal-fired plants, by investing in renewables, Mr. Speaker, by jump-starting an industry that means that we are taking a leadership role, not just in this country, Mr. Speaker, but internationally. We're going to continue to take that role, and that will include the implementation of our cap-and-trade system, Mr. Speaker. And part of the work that we've been doing is about renewables, and we're very proud of that work, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Back to the Premier. Taxpayers always pay for your incompetence. The Premier would know that the star witness supporting Windstream's case is none other than her former colleague, Mr. George Smitherman, the architect of the disastrous feed-in tariff program. While the government states in its defence that it was not prepared from a regulatory perspective to deal with offshore energy developments, Mr. Smitherman testified that when he was minister, no one discussed with him that they were unable to accommodate offshore wind developments. In fact, he stated that the ministers of the Environment and Natural Resources expressed strong support for the program. Speaker, I would ask the Premier that if she is not going to reimburse the taxpayers, should Windstream case be successful, perhaps she can sit down with her ex-colleague and find out why George Smitherman is testifying against his former government.
Minister of the Environment.
Thank you. Minister of Environment and Climate Change.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, two major points here. One, this is a legal case, so the member may be new to the House, but he knows the government, nor should he comment.
Thank you. I know you didn't.
So he knows that none of us should be commenting on a legal case on this side or the other side of the House. Second,
the member from Bruce Grey, Owen Sound, second time.
and second, the question is entirely hypothetical, Mr. Speaker. The third piece, Mr. Speaker, can the member point to any large inland body of fresh water that has wind turbines on it prior to those decisions? No, they can't. And, Mr. Speaker, there was prudence taken by this government to make sure there was good science in place before they were deployed, Mr. Speaker. That's a sensible thing to do.